September 15th marks the start of Hispanic Heritage Month. This is a chance to celebrate the huge impact Hispanic Americans have had on our community.
Yeah, it's also a time to reflect on some of the inequities and challenges that Hispanic Americans still face, and that includes navigating their finances. So according to a Motley Fool survey, across all racial groups, Hispanic Americans are the least likely to have a retirement account, also least likely to review their finances, and they're least likely to know their credit score or mortgage rates. So joining us now more to talk about this issue and ways to help, we have a financial advisor from Thrivent, Miguel Ramos. Miguel, thanks so much for being with us here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so we talked about some of the challenges, the specific challenges that Hispanic Americans face, but what do you think is driving this?
Yeah, well, I believe that what is driving these challenges is first, a language barrier, but also there is a lack of financial literacy. So many Hispanic Americans doesn't have a strong understanding on basic factors like budgeting, spending, and savings.
What do we do to address that? Because that's a huge concern.
Yeah. Well, I can share some tips. First, I will say improve your financial literacy. Having a deeper understanding about this factor could be key in the future. And fortunately, there is many resources available. You can find podcasts, books, or maybe blogs. And one of the resources I like to share is Thrivent Money Canvas, which is a free coaching program designed to help people to create healthier day-to-day financial habits. Also, I will advise to find a financial advisor. Will you be surprised to be someone at your corner who can understand your goals and your concerns and will help you to set clear and writing goals.
And I want to talk about the language barrier, because when you came to Minnesota, the company you work for now, you found that they did not have someone who spoke Spanish, and you thought, look, this is something that's very important. So you said, this is where I'm going to be able to be that person.
Absolutely. Well, I moved out here to Minnesota, and I was moving for my brother, but when I came here, I find out that there are just a few people working with the Hispanic community in the financial literacy side. So I think that the language barrier is huge. Many people doesn't feel that trust doesn't understanding that these topics, right? Like it's a complicated language even for people who speak English. So,
what are you finding now that you've been in this role and you've reached out and started to help people in the Hispanic community? Are you finding success that more people are willing to? You're able to help more people navigate through this. Are you able to, is that working?
Yeah,
so
I
far?
will say there is a hungry community looking for information. I believe that the financial literacy will be key because one that I meet with a client, they normally feel comfortable enough to start planning.
The other thing too is I think people think, oh, financial advisor, I have to be rich to need one of those. And I think what you're here telling us is that no, I mean, you really could use a financial advisor for so many different things. And anybody should take advantage of it.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing that up, because that's what I find out so many times. And I'm so proud to be, like a financial advisor who help people to start over. Because we have to start anywhere. And planning is never too late to start planning, but I always recommend people to start as early as possible.
And if someone's looking for a financial advisor who speaks Spanish, how do they find you? How do they find somebody?
Well, they can find me through Thrivent's website.
Okay.
And also for, like my email or phone number, I could share my information. But yeah, I'm working closely with organizations here in the Twin Cities area that work with the Hispanic community so we can bring more financial literacy and workshops in Spanish.
So this is what it's about, having the conversation and being a conversation starter. That way we can help more people make sure they have resources like yourself, Miguel. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, great to
it's
talk
an honor.
with you.